3.6 will have to choose again between 4 5 stars and 1 new 4 star. Hello everyone, my name is Fireheart, and in today's video we'll talk about which 5 star should you choose. As I said in a previous video, Nahida is a great support to have. However, that doesn't mean she comes without any consequences. Nahida's elemental skill is pretty good. She will mark all the enemies that you point your skill at, and mark them for dealing damage and other buffs. Her elemental burst will buff up your characters even more, depending on the elemental alignments of your characters. Of course, our little Archon doesn't come without flaws. Nahida's main flaw, in my opinion, is that she can mark all the enemies that are present on the field, but when it comes to waves of enemies, Nahida will have to get on field again to remark enemies for Dendro to be applied. If you want a more extensive look at Nahida, check out my video on pros and cons for the Dendro Archon. Nilou is the great dancer of Zuber Theater, and this red-headed water girl will increase your power when it comes to bloom reactions. Nilou can be played on or off field depending on what you want. Usually, however, the DPS on the team you will want to have a lot of elemental mastery, since the bloom reaction increases solely with the character's level and elemental mastery. For Nilou herself, her main stat is HP, so be sure to get lots of it. Her elemental skill will transform the regular bloom cores into bountiful cores. These bountiful cores are more powerful and detonate quickly. Her elemental burst will do an AoE attack of Hydro to enemies, but most importantly, it will create a ring of a Hydro around her, constantly applying the element to any nearby enemies. Nilou is an overall good character to pull if you are thinking about strengthening your bloom reactions and also your account. Now on to the owner of Boo Boo Pharmacy, Dr. Baizhu. Since the doctor here is the new character, let me explain his kit first. He is a Dendro Catalyst user. With his elemental skill, he will cast a Dendro attack to seek out enemies, dealing damage and healing your character. He has an exploration talent where whenever you collect any type of collectibles from plants, you will be healed. His elemental burst can cast you a shield, but not any ordinary shield. This shield will both protect you and attack enemies with the power of Dendro. Overall, unless his numbers are pretty bad, I think Dr. Baizhu will be a great character to have. However, don't bother with his new weapon. That is not a very worthy weapon. Of course, I still predict that it is going to be the best in slot for Dr. Baizhu, but unless you are putting it on Dr. Baizhu, I wouldn't bother. Overall, our green-haired doctor here deserves a pull if you really like him. However, as I always say, you gotta wait for the reviews to come in first. You don't want to go spending your primogems or your money before seeing the character reviews. Now for my favorite character in this whole entire game, Ganyu. Ganyu not only is a powerful character, but she is powerful at C0 from the start. Plus you can get her best 5-star weapon from the standard banner or from limited banners. Having two main playstyles, that of a melt main DPS or of a main DPS freeze like Morgana, Ganyu can also, besides these two roles, be a support in some occasions. Of course, not only is her best weapon the most accessible from all the 5-star characters, but also she has two good options of craftable weapons, and other 5-star weapons from many other characters also fit Ganyu quite nicely. Ganyu's main power comes from her powerful charged attack, which can melt twice in a single shot. Of course, her elemental burst is an integral part of compositions such as Morgana, and mostly of her freeze playstyles. Her elemental skill is not much of use, however it is used in some situations to taunt enemies. However, you don't need to concern yourself about leveling it up. And if you come to me asking if you should pull Ganyu, my only answer is yes. Now let's not leave Kaveh, the new 4-star, out of this talk. He's a Dendro great swordsman. Although he is an architect, Kaveh always seems to be lacking in the power of money. However, let's hope that he is not lacking in actual combat power, because this new character will be a main DPS. Kaveh's elemental skills scans the battlefield, causing all Dendro crawlers within an AoE to burst immediately and dealing a little bit of Dendro damage to enemies. Kaveh's elemental burst will cause AoE Dendro damage, but most importantly, it will infuse his normal attacks with the power of Dendro. As an added utility passive, when Kaveh crafts landscapes, buildings and courtyard type furnishings, he has a 100% chance to refund a portion of the materials used. Kaveh will be appearing on the second phase of the banner, together with Dr. Baizhu and Ganyu, although it would make more sense for him to appear in the first half, with Nahida and Nilou both being good team compositions together with Kaveh. It would make more sense for Kaveh to be on the first half. However, Dr. Baizhu will probably be a good fit for Kaveh teams as well. However, as always, I must warn everyone that 4 stars are not worthy pursuing if you are going for the 4 stars but you don't want the 5-star feature, unless of course you plan to main that said 4-star. If you really like a character, you can always just get them. But that is all for this video. Check out one of the videos appearing on your screen. Like and subscribe for more videos, and leave a comment letting me know who you plan to pull, and I'll see you in the next video.